स्वागतम् अद्य बृहस्पतिवासरः रघुवंशकाव्यं 12 सर्गः 36 श्लोकः मंगलाचरणं रामो राजमणिः सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे रामेणाभिहता निशाचरचमू रामाय तस्मै नमः रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम् रामे चित्तले सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम नाम वरानन ओन्नम इति। अथ श्री माहेश्वर सूत्राणि अ इ उण् ऋल ऋक् ए ओङ् ऐ औच् हय वरट् लण् ञ म ङ ण नम् जबैङ् घडदश् जब गड दश ख फ छ छ च च च चव ख पै श श सर हल इति माहेश्वर सूत्राणि. Okay, last time we did this translation of number 36. We just have some Vyakaranam left, so we can do that. Samrambham Maithili Hasaha Kshana Saumyam Ninayatam Nivatastimitam Velam Chandrodaya Ivodadhe. Samrambham Maithili Hasaha Kshana Saumyam Ninayatam Nivatastimitam Velam Chandrodaya Ivodadhe. But one thing about when you're chanting, just one rule which Panini has, we have this situation of Maithili Hasaha, then this Visarga followed by the Ksha, which is Ka Sha Sanyogaha. At that time, the Visarga should be pronounced as a full Visarga. It does not become a Jivva Mulya. It does not move, because there is this sutra which Panini has. If you look at the Karavasanayor Visarjaniyaha, it comes Vashari and then Sharpare Visarjaniya. It's before Sharpare Visarjaniyaha. So look at the vritti of that. If you have this shar khar combination, which is in this case, khar shar combination. So which in this case, this khakaraha is ka plus the murdhanya sha. It's a khar followed by shar. And preceding that, if you have a visarga, then visarga takes the visarga adeshaha. Visargasya visarga adeshaha. So badhakasya badhanartham, which means that something else would have come and made it in Jivva Mulya or something else. So to stop that, Panini puts a Visarga in place of Visarga. He does it a few times in other places also. So look at the vritti of, so here we have the situation here. So Samrambham Maithili Hasaha. Of course, in this case, it happens to be between the Pada boundaries. So Pada Sima. This one is normally, but like in Gita, for example, just a small point about chanting. If you chapter 12, Adveshta Sarvabhutana Maitrash Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankara Samudukha Sukha Kshami. Chapter 12. So it comes in the Shiva Mahimna Stotram Namaha Kshodhishtaya, and comes in the Rudra Patha also, Namaha Kshatrabhyati, it comes somewhere. So it does come in Rudra Patha also. So here is the example in Gita. It says, Adveshta Sarvabhutanam Maitrash Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samudukha Sukha Kshami. Visargasya Visarga. So you can imagine that this Visarga is followed by a Viramaha, basically. Samudukha Sukha Kshami. So this treated, you should not make it Samudukha Sukha Kshami. Samudukha Sukha Kshami. So Visarga stays a Visarga, and it doesn't become Jivva Mulya. So sutram for that is, maybe I'll put it here. And this combination of the Khar Shar combination, the most common letter, 90% is going to be this Ksha only. Because otherwise, to find at the beginning of a word, to find a Khar Shar combination in a conjunct, of course, is going to be rare. But this Ksha is one which occurs, of course, many times in the language. So if you want to make the rule simple, if there is a Ksha, which is of course Ka, Sha, Sanyogaha, preceded by Visarga, the Visarga stays Visarga, does not become Jivva Mulya. So you can look at the vritti very quickly. I just noticed that in the verse right now, so I just brought up the point. If you look at 8335 vritti of that, it's so Sharpare Visarjaniha, Sharpare Visarjaniha, Sharpare Khari, Sharpare Khari. It should be a khar followed by a shar. Parataha, Sharpare Khari Parataha. So the Visarga should be followed by a khar, which itself followed by a shar. Visarjaniyasya Visarjaniya Adesho Bhavati. So it says. So it says, Tena Jivva Mulya Upadmaniya Na Bhavataha. So the Jivva Mulya doesn't happen in this case. So maybe I'll just put it over here. Visargaha followed by Shakaraha. So Visargaha followed by Shakaraha. Because most of the time it will be the Ksha only. Visarga. Because it's hard to find a. There's some other word like Saruhu, like Takara, Sakara combination. But those are very rare. Visargaha followed by a Khar Shar. Khar and Shar. Conjunct. Basically. It has to be, of course, a conjunct. Mostly ksha stays as visarga, visarga. Okay, and the rule number is 8335. 8335. Sharpare Visarjaniya. In fact, when you go to these Gita chanting competitions, sometimes I was looking for somebody who knew the rule. I think one time, Chinmaya Mission, I think we had this competition, and chapter 5. In chapter 5, this comes somewhere. Let me see. I remember clearly it was chapter 5. And we decided whoever knows the sutram will get the first prize. Sharpare Visarjaniya. Of course, they had no idea what I was talking about, but that is different. This sutram, it comes in chapter 5 somewhere. Here it is. Lavante Brahma Nirvanam Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. It's like you have to put a slight pause there. Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. Anyway, okay. So that is the sutram. Sharpare Visarjaniya. Visarga remains Visarga, does not become. Yes.
Yeah. In Ashtadhyayi 1365, Samaha Kshnavaha, that
yeah, they're also same thing. You have to do the same. 1365, is it? Okay. Yeah, that could be.
I was looking at it and I was doing.
Jivam is Samaha.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, Samaha Kshnuvaha. Samaha Kshnuvaha. 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 Yes, it is also, that's a simple rule. Visarga followed by Ksha, just leave it alone. Pronounce it like there's a virama after it, kind of. Just think of it like that, you know. Okay, so coming back to Shloka, I just noticed it. As I said, this one is probably less likely to make a mistake because between two padas, so probably you're going to stop naturally. So it has a Naisargika Virama. Naisargika Virama is there. Natural stop is there. Okay. So Samramham Maithili Hasaha Kshana Saumyam Ninayatam Nivatastamitam Velam Chandrodaya Ivodadhehe. We did this last time, so the Malinatha says, he does the Padarmaya beautifully. Maithili Hasaha. That's the Karta over here. Karta is Maithili Hasaha. So Maithili is smile. You know, kind of smirk, we can, whatever, smile, smirk, laugh, we can say. And the verb is Ninaya. So look at the way he's already nicely placed the subject at the top and the verb at the end. He's going to fill up the between. You can always make it a good habit. You can do it also when you do Padanvajaha. Put the, because subject, object, verb. Of course, some of the clauses might come before the subject, but otherwise, generally speaking, in a simple sentence, it is, you know, karta, karma, kriya padam, tingantam padam. So, Maithili hasaha, Maithilyaha hasa, straightforward, shashti tatpurushaha, which will normally have no commentary. If you have a samasa with no commentary, try to check out the shashti samasaha. That will almost never have a commentary unless there is some other prayojanam for that to explain, you know, the parts of the samasa. But otherwise, the shashti tatpurusha will not be commented on. So, Maithilyaha is probably one of the most common compounds in the whole language. So, Maithilyaha hasaha. Then, whose object of this is that tam. Tam Rakshasim Ninaya. She took the laugh of Sita, led, means to lead, led Shurpanakha to a different state, and that is the Samrambham Ninaya. Samrambha, dhatu rabha. Rabha is like, mostly it's like arabha. Arabhate is to begin, to commence. But Samrambha, this means to sankshoba, agitation. This again, as we said last time in the class, this is my favorite Gita example, which I mentioned many times, is Klaibyam Masmagamah Partha. Don't go to impotency. You would not say this in English, it means that don't be impotent. So by saying that the laugh of Maithili took Shurpanakha to a state of agitation, means that it agitated her. In English you would say that Sita's laugh agitated or kind of enraged Shurpanakha. But in Sanskritam you say the laugh took her to a state of rage. It took her to rage, basically, is what it is. And then there's some things in between. It says Kranam Saumyam Saumyakaram. So he is commenting on the. See, sometimes in the Tika, they will not repeat the Mula Patha. Kvachit Punarnadiyate. Because this is clearly a commentary. In fact, this is look like a typo here. This should not be in the bold, because this is really a commentary on the Kshana Saumya. So Kshana Saumyam is a Dvitiya Samasaha. It's not a very, very common compound, because this is used. We're going to go in the document in a second. So this is the Vigraha Vakyam for this compound, Kshana Saumyam. So she who was temporarily, she was temporarily calm. So she who was temporarily calm was taken to a rage by Sita's laugh. That is, the Kshanam Saumyam is a Vigraha Vakyam for Kshana Saumyam. So this should probably not be in bold. This is not the Mula Patha. And then he wants to comment on Saumyam, Saumyakaram. Saumyakaram is who had taken a gentle form temporarily, momentarily, for the time being. For the time being she had a gentle form. So she who was gentle for the time being was taken to a rage by Sita's laugh. Now, okay, let's go to a document for a second. Let's finish this compound. This is, says Dvitiya Tatpurushaha. So here it is. The sutram is 2129. This remember this term, Atyanta Sanyoge. This is a technical term used by Panini. Atyanta Sanyoge means extreme. Atyanta means extreme, like contact. Extreme contact. So basically, when you do something for a continuous period of time, or it could also be continuous distance, then that is called Atyanta Sanyoga. The sutram is 235. Says Kalad Vanor Atyanta Sanyoge. So one time I went to see a Swamiji, and he came back a little bit late. He said, so he said I had gone out for some time. So Kanchit Kalam. Anyatra Gatavan. Then he said, Atyanta Sanyoge. When he came back, he told me, Atyanta Sanyoge Dvitiya. Of course, people didn't know what he was talking about. But Atyanta Sanyoge means that this Dvitiya is used when an action is done for a continuous period of time or distance. That's 235. This is the Dvitiya Vibhakti Vidhayaka Sutram. The Dvitiya can be used. Like for Masam Adhite. He studies for 1 month. Without a break, he studies for 1 month. So like that's what we mean. So now, and then what happens is that time, which is used in the sense of Atyanta Sanyoge, can compound also. So that sutram is 2129. Of course, refresh your memory one more time. If you mentioned many times, is the Tatpurusha Adhikaraha goes from 2122 up to 2222. 2122 up to 2222. And there Panini first takes Dvitiya. Dvitiya Shita Tita Patita Gata Tyasta Prapta Pannaihi. And he says Kalaha. Ktena Kalaha. So this can compound with the Ktantam Padam, but it says Atyanta Sanyogecha. Atyanta Sanyogecha. So now let's look at the Atyanta Sanyoge. Says that Aktantartham Vachanam, because the prior sutram required a compounding with a term ending in the Kta Pratyaya. taktavatu nishtha. Of course, we don't have that right now. Right now, what we have is we have kshana saumya. So this is not ending in the pratyakta. So what Siddhanta Kaumudi says is that aktantartham vachanam. So we don't need to have a ktanta padam. So, and then this is from Kashika Vritti, kalavachinaha shabdaha. In this case, kshanam. Dvitiyantaha, dvitiya. So kshanam saumyam. Atyanta sanyoge gamyamane. When the meaning is that she was, for that continuous period, in this case it was just a second, of course. So she was calm. For the entire time she was calm. Supa saha samasyante vibhasha. Because adhikar of saha supa is coming to the entire samasa prakaranam. Sup saha supa. Sup saha supa. So this sup saha supa. As a general rule, a subantam padam compound with another subantam padam, sup saha supa. So this, of course, in the Wednesday class we've been doing the last few months now. So supa saha samasyanti vibhasha means pakshe vakyam api sambhavati. You can have kshanam saumya, kshana saumya. Tat purushascha samaso bhavati. So the example given in the Vyakarana Grantha is muhurtam sukham, muhurta sukham. So like temporary joy. Say like joy for a short time. So muhurtam sukham, muhurta sukham. Similarly, kshanam saumya, kshana saumya, tam, kshana saumya. So one more time quickly is that this 235 is the dvitiya vibhakti vidhayakam sutram. When you have, when a word which is kalavachakaha or advavachakaha, advan pratipadikam, it is denoting time or distance. Because remember, our normal system for dvitiya is what? Karmani dvitiya. When you say masam vyakaranam adhite, the object of the study is not the month, of course, is vyakaranam. But then, so we could not use karmani dvitiya to get dvitiya bhakti for masam. We can get for vyakaranam, because it says, so it says chhatraha masam vyakaranam adhite. He studies vyakaranam for a month. So we could not use karmani dvitiya. So that's why Parnini says that this is, if something is of continuous time or of period of time or distance, that can also take dvitiya. It is not the object of the action. It's the duration of the action. Duration. And then if it's a time denoting word, it can also compound to create dvitiya samasaha, because kalaha atyanta sanyoge. Okay, sanyoge. So remember this term atyanta sanyoge. That is a technical term. It will be used in commentaries, and so you have to know what exactly. So they expect you to know the term atyanta sanyoge. Okay, so we got this. So that's what Malinatha clears. He clearly says that. He says kshanam saumya. This was
yeah. The word atyanta,
yes,
the word atyanta samyoga, that itself
yes.
is dvitiya tatpurusha.
I think that will be looks like a miscellaneous compound to me. Sahasupa, supsupa. Because the atyantam is like an adverb, isn't it, for sanyoga there? See, because like in Gita, adrishta puram rishitopi drishtosmi drishta. So adrishta puram, which has not been seen before. You see, Paणini does not have this kind of adverb compound class. They go in the miscellaneous, kevala samasaha, or you can say sahasupa, supsupa. They call it basically sup with sup. So that is one sup, and these don't go in special categories. So I'm thinking atyantam yatha syat tatha sanyogaha. Extreme contact, so to speak. So I don't know how we can, because see, dvitiya tatpurusha you can only use with these. Shitati, which is clearly is not there. Ktanta we don't have that. These are only these 5 rules for dvitiya, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't think it's not going to fit in this one. It's not going to fit. This is all with ktena, the pratyay in the kta. You don't have kta. Then we only have the sanyoga. So I'm thinking it's going to be a miscellaneous compound. But it's adverbial, isn't it? The sanyoga is such that it is extreme. So I mean, definitely it's a compound for sure. That's not. I mean, that's obvious. But now the word atyantam itself is a compound. It's become a compound class now. So you can say atigataha. Atyantams, which one who has gone beyond the end. So that will be so Atyantam will be a Pradisamasaha. Will be Pradisamasaha. Will be Pradisamasaha. But for example, we had yesterday Atimalaha. We talked about yesterday in the class. Atikrantaha, Mala Matikranta. One who's gone beyond the Mala is Atimalaha. Same thing here. Atikrantaha Antam. One who's gone beyond the end. Anyway, that's the Pradisamasaha. That's fine. But between that and the Sanyoga, I'm thinking we have to do a Sahasupasamasaha. I don't think Dvitiya will work. At least strictly speaking, Dvitiya will not work because we have only these 5 rules. And 1, 2, 3 of them are talking about 6 rules are talking about ending in Kta. We don't have that. And this one we just talked about, they also will not work. So it has to be Kalavachaka Shabdaha. And this one is pretty specific for these specific terms. So I don't think it's going to work. But yeah, it is going to be a compound with Sarsupa. Okay, so now it says, yeah, compounds are not black and white. It is an art form. So you have to try to, the good news in compounds is that we only have 100 rules. That's all there is. So like just now we did the same thing. We only have only 6 rules for Dvitiya Samasaha. You have to fit in there, or you have to do a little bit of tweaking, or you have to find some Vartikam, or you do the usual, not usual, you have to do what is called as the Yoga Vibhaga. Sometime you have to squeeze it in there. Yes, but the good news is that in 2.1 there are only 70 rules, 72 rules, and 2.2 there are only 35 rules, 37 rules, 38 rules. So that's all there is to work with in Samasas, nothing more than that. So you can always scan through it, and then you can know this. If you're talking Dvitiya Samasaha, this is your territory. That's all you have, right here. 6 rules. So that makes it easy. And out of that, I just told you, because I think 4 of them are requiring a Ktantam Padam. So now you have only 2 left. And one of them requires, Atyanta Sanyoga. So that one is gone. So then it's not much there, So that is the good news. You can hone in and look carefully at what scope you can have in Ashtadhyayi. So Panini has kept the Samasas pretty tight in the Ashtadhyayi. So it is you have to sometimes stretch the Ashtadhyayi for Samasas. Okay, so but this one was straightforward. Kshanam Saumyam, so Atyanta Sanyoge. So coming back to our main point, which is this Sutram Atyanta Sanyoge Cha. Okay, so Kshanam Saumyam, then he comments on Saumyam. Saumyakaram, who had taken a gentle form. Take a gentle form. This is a Bahuvari compound. So Saumyaha Akaraha Yasyaha Sa Saumyakara. So one that is a gentle form. Because she could change her form, you see. So she had taken it. So that doesn't mean that she had actually changed her form to a gentle form. Tam is, and that look at always, he beautifully, always, even though it's obvious, Malinatha always gives the noun behind the pronoun. You should always learn this from Malinatha. Whenever you have a pronoun, or an adjective as a matter of fact, be clear in your mind what is driving that. Because they don't have their own gender number case. It has to be taken from some other term, which is a noun. So Tam Rakshasim is obvious. Tam Rakshasim Shurpanakam. Then he says Nivat Stimitam. Okay, let's go to our document for a second. Okay, Maithilya Hasa, we did that. Maithilya Hasa. Now, okay, Dhatu Shtima. Shtima. Says Ardri Bhave, but also to be still. Stima is to be still. So, and then of course Shtima in this Dhatu Shtima, what happens is you get Dhatva, there's Shassaha by 6164. Then Nimittasyapaye, Nimittikasyapayaha. Then the Shtunashtu is reversed, we get Stim. And of course the Upadesha Ajunasikait. So we get Stim plus Kta by the Sutram Nishtha, Taktavatu Nishtha. And this is going to be, I think a karmaka usage is going to be kartari. We have done this many times. The moment you see, you say the word krit, pratyaha, always kartari krit. Always start from the utsarga. This is the Panini style, Start with utsarga. Means a general rule. Panini always gives the general rules first. And then, in fact, sometimes the general rule may apply only in a minority of cases. The funny thing is that sometimes what Panini gives as a top level rule may have so many exceptions that the that the region left for the Utsarga is actually less than the exceptions. But still, you will put a general rule. So that is the Kartari Krita. So Krit Pratyaya you in the sense of the agent of the action, the agent. But then now comes the exceptions. Is that Tayoreva Krityakta Kadarthaha. The Pratyakta. Remember, Ktaktabatu Nishtha. So Kta and Tabatu are both Nishtha. But out of those two, Pratyakta is only Bhavakarmanoha eva, Tayoreva. So it's only passive. But now we are stuck. But this is a ocean which was still. That's what we have right now. We have, it is this Nivatasthimitam Velam. It is the tide of the ocean which was still. So this is really not a object. This is the subject of the action. So now how do we get the subject back? It's very obvious. If you have akarmaka dhatu like that, it cannot be the object of things like, the example I give all the time, aham atra sthitaha. I'm standing here, I'm staying here. Sthitaha cannot be passive because it is akarmaka dhatu. So that's why Panini, so one more time, kartari krit, tayoreva krityakta khalarthaha, and then comes 3472. Gatyartha karmaka shlisha shing sthasa vasa jana ruhati ruha jiryatibhyascha. Oh, in fact, that reminds me. Yes, I'm sorry. That reminds me. I think last class I had a mistake. Oh, yes, that reminds me. Where is that now? Oh, no, I need to get a different page. Anyway, hold on. Let me get. I need to show the other page. 1 second. Atyarudha we had in the last class, and I put the wrong number in the document. Realized after, because that we require. I just realized just when reading Sutram is this dhatu ruha. Ruha is in this Sutram by Panini. Like yoga rudha, ashva rudha, asana rudha. Rudha means he's the subject of the action. The doer. He's not the object. So he's the one who's ascended. He, she, it, whatever it might be. So last class, unfortunately, in the document, I had a wrong number. I had put this number. No, this is the wrong one. Okay. In the last class, we had the shloka, which is the Atyarudha narinam akaladnyo manobhavaha. So when the passion in woman is extremely excited, it doesn't know what is the proper time or occasion for anything. So atyarudha, arudha, and in the document by mistake I had put the number 3470, which is wrong because it should be 3472. This is Panini waking me up. I had a mistake in the last class. Okay, what number was that? Let me see. Yeah, okay, here it is. Atyarudha, arudha, and here I put 34. So arudha here, the same sutram, nishtha, taktavatu nishtha, but then we have to use 3472 because this passion has got excited, highly excited passion. So it is the doer of the excitement, not the object. So in the last class you had a mistake here. I think I had 3470 over here. Should be 3472. The dhatu ruha. Panini specifically has put the dhatu here in 3472. Okay, so make the correction from the last class, please. Atyarudha should be 3472. Okay, coming to today's class, the same thing. This dhatu shtim is to be still. So I think we can put in the akarmaka class. This is an active form over here. So we have the stimita. Stimitam is one which is still. So otherwise it's straightforward. We do the dhatuva shassaha, nimittasya nimittikasyapyapayaha, then upadeshajananasikait, and then get the idagamaha by ardhadhatukasya baladehe anubandhalopaha lashakvatadite stimita, that which is still. Nivatena stimita, nivata stimita. Of course we're talking about the vela. It's a feminine word, so you have to put the top on. You put the top on top. It's Strilinga Shabda, remember. If it's Adanta Pratipadikam, you have to put the top on top. So that is the Ajadyata Shtap. You have to put that. Chutu Halantyam Akasama Dirgha Nivata. Nivata is that. Nivata itself is a compound. So what do you have for Nivata? Niruddho Nivrutto va vato asmat. We had this in yesterday's class. Just yesterday we were talking about this samasaha, and now we're learning more and more things. We can connect these classes together. Just yesterday we were talking about this samasaha, and this is yesterday's class notes. We were talking about this vartikam, very important vartikam, and which was the word like, vidava. So vigataha dhavaha yasyaha sa, widow, one's husband has passed away. So this is the pradibhyo jat dhatu jasya vachyo va chotrapada lopaha. Purpadantargatasyottarapadasya dhatujasya lopo vacha ityartaha. So we can use it today, nice in today's class, which is that nirvritto va vato yasmat nirvataha. So that is it is a place from which the wind has been stopped or has turned away, whatever. So that is called nivataha. If you see a pradi in the beginning, and if you see a krudantam padam at the end, it could be a bahuri samasa, it could also be a pradi samasa. We talked about it yesterday. So it is niruddho nivritto va vato asma. So it becomes bahuri compound. So it is a windless, basically a windless place. Comes in Bhagavad Gita, comes in chapter 6. Yatha dipo nivatastho ningate sopamasmata. Yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. Comes in Bhagavad Gita. Yatha dipo nivatastho. It is like a lamp in a windless place. That's like the mind of a yogi. Is like a lamp in a windless place. Nivatastaha. Anyway, so Gita should be in your mind at all times. You should always be scanning the Gita at all times. It should be automatic in your brain after some time. As you chant Gita continuously, it should be automatic. It should be flagging automatically in your brain. Niruddho nivritto va vato smad nivataha. And then, so nivata stimita is because it was still on account of absence of wind, no wind. So this place was without wind. So we go back to the shloka now. It says, this is of course the Eva is coming here. So this is the Upama Kalidasasya. So she was like the tide of the ocean, which was still on account of absence of wind. So right for the time being, Shurpanakha was not agitated. She was calm because there was nothing to agitate her for the time being. But then, so let's follow the commentary. Nivatena stimitam nishchalam. So because this dhatu shtima is not a very common dhatu, nishchalam is what she says, nishchalam. So nishchalam of course means stable, not moving, nishchalam. And then he says udadhehe udadhihi. Udadhi means the ocean, receptacle of water. Udadhi is receptacle of water, udadhi. Yes, I didn't put this in the document, the sutram for Udadhi, by the way. See, in this class, I have to be careful how much Vyakaranam we do, otherwise it will take a long time for one shloka. But if any of you want to look it up, the sutram for Udadhi, I'll give you the number. So if you want to look it up, this is the Karmanyadhikaranecha. This is Pratyaha ki. This dhatu Dudhai Dharana Poshana Yoho has the Gusanya by Dada Ghadap. And these dhatus, when there is, look at the saptami here, karmani adhikarane. Remember our sutram, tatrapadam saptami stham, upapada samasaha. So gusanyaka dhatu can take the pratyaya ki. When there is a sup in upapadam, which is on the left hand side close by, which is either the karma or the adhikarana. So the example, if you look at here, is a reservoir of water. So it is, look at the Vritti quickly. So I didn't put this in document. I didn't put this 3392. I think we had this in the class before sometime. So it gives here upasarge upapade. No, this next one. I'm sorry. Next one. Karmanyadhikaranecha. Is that dhatu bhya? So karmanyapapade. Dhatu sanyakebhya, ghusanyakebhya, dhatubhya ki pratyabhavati adhikarane karake. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a different vatik. Adhikarane karake. So it says jalam dhiyate asmin iti jaladhi. Same thing. Udadhi, jaladhi, similar. Jalam dhiyate asmin iti jaladhi. So karmanyapapade, ghusanyakebhya, dhatu. So it is that in which water is placed. So what is being placed in this? Adhikarane karake. So not, so this karmani, so this is, the upapada has to be karma. But adhikarane karake. So I said something wrong. So this is the, always check the vritti. This is lesson to learn, See, I said something wrong, right? I said karmani or adhikarane. But no, always check the vritti. Give the vrittikara his dues. He has spent his life. They have spent their lives writing vrittis for us. So please respect that and read the vritti at least. It takes only 1 minute. Karmanyapapade, gusanyakebhyo. Of course, this document has some typos, but that's not vrittikara's fault. Gusanyakebhyo, dhatubhya, ki pratyaya bhavati, adhikarane karake. So jalam dhyate asmin jaladhi. Similarly, udadhi will come. Similarly, so udadhehe is shashti ekavachanam. And velam is, now velam has different meanings. So now he has to pick a meaning which is correct for this context. So velam can be the shore, can be a tide. Let's see what apte gives different means for vela. Vela can also be a time. I think vela can also mean time, at the time. Sandhi vela, sandhya vela. So it can be like a time. Let's see what apte gives. It can be, first meaning is time. Velayam natu kasyanchit nagacchit vipraha pujitaha. Then season, opportunity, also an opportunity, okay, like a chance, interval, flow. Now here comes tide, flow, current. It also means the sea coast, the seashore. So velam can also be a seashore. So now these are the various, like tatam. So tatam is the seashore. So they can, that can, so velam can mean tatam. So now which one meaning do you want to take, So I think the one that he wants right now is the tide or the flow, the ocean tide or the current. So now he quotes Amar Kosha for that. And he says, Ambu Vikrutim, Ambu Puram ityarthaha. Ambu Puram is the rush of water. This is basically in English means tide of water. Tide of water. So it's Ambu Puram. So now look at, why does he quote the Shabda Kosha? Because this words has, various meanings. Bahava artha sambhavanti. So vivakshita artha kaha, which is the intended meaning over here. So he has to justify what he's taking the intended meaning on the pramanam of the Shabda Kosha. So you have to understand why they didn't just quote Shabda Kosha left, right for no reason. If it's a spashtam, you don't need Shabda Kosha. But we saw that 3-4 meanings here. Meaning is time, meaning is the shore, meaning is the tide, or an occasion, or the season. So he wants to make sure you understand the meaning here is that the tide of the ocean. And then he quotes the Amar Kosha, Abdhyambu Vikrutau Vela iti Amar Kosha iti Amaraha. So Abdhyambu Vikrutau, so it is the ocean. Same thing here, like we had the Udadhi, we had Jaladhi, we had Abdhi, Pradipadikam Up, Pakaranda Pradipadikam, Stealing a Shabda. All of these are from the same sutram. Karmanyadhikaranecha, says sutram. So anyway, Abdhi Ambu Vikrutau Vela. So it's becoming transformation, which means basically when the water is a tide of the ocean. And then he says, Chandrodaye eva, Chandrasya Udayaha, Chandrodayaha, straightforward. Like at the time of this is a favorite expression of the poets, like when the ocean gets agitated, when the moon rises. That's what Shurpanakha was. She got mad when Sita smiled at her. It's a very interesting episode of Ramayana. Anyway, this is Vyakaranam class, so we'll stick to Vyakaranam. Chandrodaye iva. So it is like at the rise of the moon, how the tide of the ocean gets agitated. Samrambham sankshabham nilaya. So see, just like the rise of the ocean. Now compare vibhaktis, match. So we have Maithili Hasa in Prathama, Chandrodaya and Prathama in the Upama. So the laugh of Maithili is being compared to the rising of the moon. What's in Dvitiya is Samrambham on this side. No. We have Tam on this side. Tam. And then here we have the Udadhehe Velam. Velam we have. So the tide of the ocean being compared to Shurpanakha. So you should know exactly what's being compared to what. And the easy way to do is to match the vibhaktis on both sides. Now, be careful that the gender and number may not match. The gender number may not match, but the vibhakti will match. Between Upama and Upameya, we'll have the same vibhakti. That is a sure cut. Like in this, even in this case, it doesn't match. Oh, it does match because tam and velam, okay, it does happen to match here. Because tam, shurpanakam and velam are both stilinga shabda, and the hasaha, udayaha are both match. But it doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to match. And there will also be a common element. There will be a common element. So like there are some common elements here. There's also like a kind of a match. Kshana saumyam is also, even the adjective is being matched now. So kshana saumyam is nivitasthimitam. Same thing. She was momentarily, she was calm. The ocean was still on account of absence of wind. And then there is a common element here, because this is when you, this is the how to break down this upama upameya, this construct. You should be they should know how to do that. So first of all, you will have either a iva or a yatha or something to tip you off that you have an upama. So multiple upama match vibhaktis, and then pick out the common elements. So this samrambham is, because look at what Malinatha did. He put Maithili as on top, he stuck the udaya in between here, and then he kept the common element at the end. So these two are common to the whole thing. This samrambham nina is common to this whole thing. So you understand that these are common. So just like the rise of the ocean takes rise of the moon, takes the ocean tide to a rage. Similarly, Sita's laugh took Shurpanakha to a rage. So that taking to a rage is common between these two. Samrambham Ninaya. Okay, let's finish the Vyakaranam. Now I think all we have left is this one, Ninaya. Oh, next to Samrambha, this Num Agamaha, this special form, Rabharabhasya. Rabharabhasya, I think Rabha is, I think, to be like rash, I think to be, if I don't know, Rabha is to be rash, harsh, rash, impetuous, but Arabha is to begin. Arabha is to begin, but Rabha on its own doesn't have a very good meaning, I think. Rabha is to begin, to embrace, to act rashly. Yeah. That means Rabharabhasya. But mostly it's Arabhate. We say Arambha. See, you know the form Arabhate. Karma Prarbhate and Arahar. Sometimes it comes in Gita. So I think it comes somewhere, Arabhate. So, but we say Arambha, we say. Like Shubha Arambha, everything we say. So how we get the Arambha on one side and we got Arabhati on the other side? There must be a Numagamaha which applies in one case, doesn't apply in the other. So let's do the example. Rabharabhasya. Of course, the Upadeshajana Nasikait. Upadeshajana Nasikait. Tasya Lopaha Pratyaya. This Pratyaya is going Ghain. Ghain Pratyaya comes in a sense of Bhave. We just to create abstract noun. Abstract noun. Anubandha Lopaha Lashakutiti Halantyam. And then we get the Num Agama special sutram. Rabhera Shablitoho. Rabhera Shablitoho. So Dhatu Rab. Let's pay the Vrittikara as dues. Let's see what Vrittikara says. 7163. 7163 is that, in fact, you should make it a rule. Don't apply any sutram until you read the vritti. Read the vritti, just to be on sure footing, Says, Rabherangasya, where the angam is dhatu rab. Shab. Shap let varjite ajado pratyaye. Pratyay should be ajadi, but not shap or lit. Shap lit varjite ajado. In fact, reading vritti also gives you the confidence how to speak in Sanskritam. You can start developing on sentences, your small expressions, how they express. As I told you a few times also is that, see, in Kalidasa might have Ashiprayoga or something. He might bend some grammar rules. Kalidasa will do that. They all do it. Vyasa does it many times. Valmiki does it a lot of times. But in the Vyakarana Tika, you will not have a single word which is not Vyakarana Sammitam. So if you really want to learn Shuddha Sanskritam, you should read the Vyakarana Tika, because there they will follow the rules of Panini to the dot, to the T. But in Kavyam or in Puranam or all that, they will bend the Vyakaranam, a lot of times. So if you want to start from a pure Vyakaranam, you should read this Vyakarana Tika. So it says, so that's how we should speak basically. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So Shablid Varjite Ajado Pratyaye Parataha Numagama Bhavati. So now just check the conditions like a lawyer, just like a legal case we have now. Do we have ajadi pratyaya? We do. Also, as mentioned many times, we talk ajadi, haladi, ekach, anekach, halantyam. Always check, remove the anubandhas. Anubandha is only the packing. Always remove the packing, please. Don't do anything until remove the packing. So it is ajadi, even though pratyaya is going, it's ajadi because it's lashak patadite. Kakalasi sanya. So we do have pratyaya ajadi. It is not shap. It is not lit. So this is numagamaha midochontyat paraha. Midochontyat paraha. In fact, we had it in Ramayana. We had this. In the last salika, we had this in Ramayanam. We had this in Ramayanam. Anyway, it's a common word. Arambha is a common word. So, Rabera Shablito. Ho. And you see in the back of your mind, you should know, I know this Dhatu Rabha has something with Numagamaha. And then what you do is that, if you know your Ashtadhyayi well, you can come and you know the sutram which you have studied in the daily examples many times, Idito Num Dhatoho. Which you know this Num Prakaram starts from here. If you know these two facts, you can quickly say, I know Rabha has a Numagama somewhere. You just come and scan here, and quickly you'll find the Rabha. Let's chop it off. Okay. So Numagama came, then Ubanda Lopaha, Upadeshanasika it, Halantyam. Of course, Vidochontyat Paraha, it goes after the last vowel. So in Rabha, only one vowel is Akara, so it becomes here. And then you do Naschapantasya Jali and Anuswarasi Parasavaranaha. Naschapantasya Jali. So this is Apadanta Nakaraha, Jali Parataha. Anuswaragamaha, Anuswarasya Parasavaranaha, Arambha, Rambha. In this case, Samrambha. And then this form Ninaya should be straightforward. Put the steps anywhere over here. Mean Prapani is to lead, to take to some, to take, to lead. So in this dhatu also, this goes nonaha, dhatu adeshassaha nonaha. Any dhatu in dhatu patha, begin with the mudanya shakara, mudanya nakara, you have to do the dantya adeshaha. Nakara adeshaha becomes ni by nonaha. And then, of course, halantyam. This is ubhayapadi dhatu, surita gnataha kartavipraya kriya phale. So in this case, taken a Parasyapadam lit by Parokshe lit, and this get the sanya of Ardhadhatukam because of Litcha Sutram 34115. So there's no shap, anything like that, because Kartari shap is only Sarvadhatuke. We'll be doing this in our Saturday class very shortly. Lit Lakar is going to come in the next few months. So by this time next year, we should be well versed in Lit Lakaraha. So Ni plus null, because this first of all tip comes in there. Tip takes nalla adesha parasyapadanam null atus us. The good news about lit is mostly it's only going to be third person. Parokshe lit. The speaker has not experienced the action. Mostly with third person. Again, no shap, because this 34115 say the tip adeyaha. When they come as lit adesha, even though things is sarvadhatu come by litcha, they get the same tip tajji, get the sanya of ardhadhatukam. So that stops shap. And then you do the anubandha lopaha chutu halantyam abhyasa karyam nitidha toranabhyasasya ni then rasvaha rasvaha in the abhyasa the ach become rasvaha. And then you do the vriddhi by acho niti. So because the pratyaya is null, it has a nit pratyaya. Echo yava yavaha ninaya. Nishituk ninaya. Okay. So that was this verse. That was the verse last time. We got some Vyakaranam here. We got this Sutram Atyanta Sanyogecha. We got some interesting things. So the translation we did translation last time itself is that the I'll do it myself right now. We did it in the last class. It was the loud laughter, just basically hasaha, of the Mithila princess, Maithili hasaha, enraged, took her to a rage, samramam ninaya. Her is tam, or precipitated her into a wild, basically precipitated her is the ninaya, into a wild rage is the samramha, who had assumed for a time a gentle appearance. This is kshana saumya. So kshanam, so we talked about that, kshanam saumyam, as is the iva, the rising of the moon straightforward, chandrodayaha, ruffles. This is the common element now. The common element is the samramham ninaya, ruffles, agitates the surface, literally the waves of the ocean. Is the Velam. Udadehe is of the ocean. Velam is, we just saw that. Ambupuram is the tide of the ocean. Steady on account of there being no gale. Nivata stimitam. Stimita is to be steady. It was still on account of nivatena stimitam, on account of no wind, no gust. Okay, let's take the next one. Sapta trimshah shlokaha. Phalamasyophasasya sadyah prapsyasi pashyamam. Mrigyah paribhavo vyaghram ityavehi. Vyaghram ityavehi tvaya kritam. Phalamasyophasasya sadyah prapsyasi pashyamam. Mrigyah paribhavo vyaghram ityavehi tvaya kritam. Phalamasyophasasya sadyah prapsyasi pashyamam. Mrigyah paribhavo vyaghram ityavehi tvaya kritam. So Padacheda, you want to try Vain? Vain is back today, by the way. Swagatam to Vain. You want to try Padacheda for us, Vain? If you're going to take a shot at it, if you're there, I think you're there.
Let's see.
Okay, let's try. How about you can look
Phalam?
down here. Phalam,
Phalam?
correct.
Asya
Asya, correct.
upahasasya
Upahasasya, correct.
sadyah
Sadyah
prapsyasi
prapsyasi
pasya
mam.
mrigyah paribhavah
Mugyaha paribhavaha, correct.
Vyagrayam
Look down here. Vyagryam.
That's a tough word.
So that is like Nadyam. That is Saptami Ekvachanam of Vyagri. Like Nadyam, Devyam, you know. So
Vyagra, Vyagri would be
Vyagri like Simhi, Mrigi. We had Mrigya right here. We had Mrigi. Same thing, Vyagri. Is a tigress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Vyagri like Simhi is,
Okay.
female. So it's feminine. We're going to come. We're going to see Vyagryam.
Vyagrayam iti,
Very good.
iti,
Avehi.
avehi.
It is ava plus ihi, ad gunaha. Ava plus ihi. Ihi, avehi means to understand. In gato is to go.
Oh, second
Yeah,
person.
in gato. So ihi would mean to gacha. So you know what you can do here? One thing, by the way, Vain. You know this dhatu gam is a very common dhatu. You go, gachati.
Right.
And in gatao is same meaning as gam, right? You can say avagacha. Oh, in fact, it comes in Gita, I think. Hold on. Ityavagachattam mama tejon samvavam. It just clicked, my Gita meter went off. Hold on for a second. My Gita alarm just went off. Hold on. I think it's coming in Gita. Not avehi. I think avagacha is coming. It is coming in Gita. Here it is. Yajit vibhuti mat sattam shrimad ujitam eva tattad eva avagachattam. This is very common. Understand it to be like this. So what she's saying is that yajit vibhuti mat sattam, anything which is glorious, which is shrimad ujitam eva tattad eva, understand all that to be a fraction of me, fraction of my power. So avagacha, tam exactly same thing over here. Tam avagacha. So same thing, avehi avagacha. So we know from Gita shloka this one. Avagacha is avehi. So rather than because gam becomes gacha, and similarly we got in gato becomes ihi. Ihi means you go. Avagacha means you understand. So one thing which my teacher should tell me is a few times is that he always told me this dhatu, in dhatu pathaha, we have many dhatu, gato, in the sense of going. It can be gamane, it can also mean praptau. You can also obtain something. You can also understand jnane api. So even though dhatu means to go, it can mean to go, of course, physically. It can mean to obtain or reach or obtain. It can also mean to understand mentally. But of course here the hour makes it clear over here. And if you have a question, Malinatha doesn't give. Malinatha is not kind this time. I thought he might give something, but he doesn't help us out.
But you have to have Ava for the word to mean understand, right?
Generally,
Gum
you
itself
have,
cannot mean
yeah,
understand.
gotcha me, no, it will be difficult.
Like aham gachami cannot mean I understand.
Bit of a stretch,
Yeah, right, okay.
Generally, it will not mean. So, but in general, they see you took one dhatu gum. There are many dhatu in the sense of gatau gatau. So some of
Right.
them could on their own mean I understand. Gum probably will not, because gum is so
Like
for instance.
ya also is like gum.
Yeah, also is like gum. That also will not. But there are literally hundreds of dhatu in dhatu pada in sense of gatau.
Yeah, right.
So some of them could be. So
Satish,
yes.
Atigam here is a pain, right? Atigam.
Adhigach, yes, adhigachati, yes, adhigacha, correct. Adhigam also same thing, adhigam and avagam, yeah, adhigam also is to understand, yes,
Oh, wow,
adhigachati, adhigachati also, yes. That can also mean to reach or to obtain, which is like mentally obtaining mentally.
Right.
Basically what it is, so reaching mentally. Yeah, so anyway, ava plus ihi adgunaha, ava ihi avihi.
Tvaya kritam.
Straightforward. And in fact, you want to try the comment, there's very little commentary here. So, shloka dvayena anvayaha. What could this mean then? Shloka dvayena anvayaha.
Dvaye.
So, shloka dvayena anvayaha.
Anvayaha. This is the translation or meaning of...
Anvaya means connection, For me, following, connection. So, these two verses connect together.
The one preceding or the one following?
No, this and the next one.
Okay, the following.
Because he says shloka dvayena anvaya, because he's warning you right now. He is warning you right now that this is only a part of a couplet, like two pair. So you're not going to get the full meaning from you have to continue, because the next verse starts with iti, and this entire verse is in iti 37.
Oh, so the iti include this whole shloka, because
within the iti you have an iti, because here you mrugyaha paribhavaha vyaghram iti. So within the quotes you have a quote. You see, so he says because Shurpanakha said this to Sita. That's a top level quote. That's one quotation.
Yes.
Within the quotation, Shurpanakha quotes that you're insulting me like this is like a female deer insulting a tigress. So that she puts the et inside that. So you're insulting me like this is like, so she warns her, is that what you have done is like a female, like a doe. Yeah, insulting a tigress. And you're going to get the result of this right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so shloka dvayena anvayaha is that these two. This you remember this the anvayaha. Like this, you can divide. Say shloka dvayam ekanvayi. Ekanvayi anvayaha means the commentary. The tikaka is telling you that there is a connection here between these two verses. So these are all like kind of a little bit technical jargon. Like commenting jargon, So you have to know.
Anvaya is translation, right?
No, that's anuvada generally.
Oh, anuvada.
Yeah, anuvada. Anvaya is like making the connection, rearranging the terms. You rearrange the terms in proper connection.
Oh, okay.
Anu-i, like in proper succession. Anvaya like a succession. Anvaya I think also mean like a lineage, lineage. Like vamsha, anvaya. So like connecting one after the other, like one after the other. Let's say one after the other. It means connection basically. So anyway, so these two verses connect. You should know what he's trying to say. The purpose of this class is to read the tika, understand what the tikakar is. If you understand what he is saying, you can read anything pretty much. Anything worth reading has a tika on it. If it doesn't have a tika, it's probably not worth reading. Or it is too simple. It's too simple.
Yeah.
Then it's one of the two. So anyway, shloka dvayena, let me see the connection with these. Okay. Now look at the construction now, is that there is a verb. Look at tingantam padam. Prapsyasi. So how many, so when in this verse, how many tingantam, kati tinganta padani santi asmin shloke? How many?
Prapsyasi.
And?
Pashya.
second one, correct, and
Ave.
avehi. Ave is third one. So there are three of them. Ekating vakyam. Ekating vakyam. So now you have to try to figure out how many sentences do you have.
Right.
We have three sentences here, and all three are inside a quotation. And the next words will refer to the entire quotation. So one is mam pashya. The first thing is that phalam prapsyasi sadhyaha. You're going to get your result right now.
Right.
And you watch me, mam pashya. And then this is that understand what you have done is like a female deer insulting a tigress. So there are three sentences. So he takes the first sentence first. So first sentence is asya upahasyasya. Nicely he beautifully connects the pronoun and the noun. So asya is a pronoun from the Pratipadikam idam. Anybody in the class forgetting the idam to asya? Id bhagasya lopaha. Ida becomes a. This is, I didn't put in a document because these have been covered in the daily examples. You start from Chadadi Namaha. Start from there. Chadadi Namaha. And it says Halilopaha. Sutram is 72113. For all these classes, the daily examples is the backbone. A lot of time and effort is being spent on them. They're all recorded. So if you want to just practice the this Asya Lopaha. Sorry, Halilopaha. Halilopaha. You will just put the sutra number here. You'll get some nice examples. There's been a few times Halilopaha. That idbhaga takes lopaha. So it says, so where is sutram asya lopaha? Halilopaha. So you look at this example here, and there are a number of them, and will give you the nice examples. You can get a lot of examples to practice from. Like, so let's see what we get now. Because sometimes the website is slow. Halilopaha. Here is asya. You got everything right here. Asya. Idam plus myas. Of course, sojas. Outshas is 142. Then tyadadi namaha. Then atogune. Idasya. Halilopaha. The idbhagaha. Without the kakara. We don't have kakara. Takes lopaha. Because look at the Ashtadhyaya where we are. Because here we are in section 7.2. It says that from back here starts the vibhaktau, ashtana avibhaktau. So haladi vibhakti. So haladau vibhaktau parataha. So says when haladi vibhakti follows, then the vibhakti of the a pratyahara, only from titya ekvachanam up to the sapti bhuvachanam, from the ta pratyaha up to the supta. So the vibhakti affixes of the a pratyahara means from titya ekvachanam up to sapti bhuvachanam. You begin with a haladi, they follow. So this I didn't put in the document, but so please practice yourself from the daily examples. Okay, so this is what. So asya upahasasya, of course adgunaha. Upahasaha is to basically make fun, to ridicule, to put somebody down. Avamanaha, tiraskaraha avamanaha, upahasaha is to make fun of somebody. Asya upahasasya phalam. So the fruit of this insult. Fruit of this insult. Sadhya is an avyayam. Sadhyo jatam prabhadyami, sadhyo jata yavai namo namaha, sadhyo jata. One was born instantaneously, not through sitting in the womb for 9 months. Sadhyo jata shivaha. So sadhya means instantaneous. Sadhya samprati eva. Samprati is same thing. Samprati also an avyayam. Samprati eva. Right now. Samprati eva. Right now. Adhuna eva. Right now you're going to get the fruit of this. Prapsyasi. The prapsyasi is nothing really special in this form. I think I put in a document a couple of rules because the sutram here is syatasi lutoho. The pratyaya is lit over here. Dhatu is ap ru. So you get the pratyasya in between. It's a anit dhatu. So you get the nishedha by ekach upadeshanudattat in the panteshu. The ap dhatu listed there. So nothing really special here. Ap it's a future tense. I didn't put any more details. So prapsyasi. And it comes in Gita. Sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. you will obtain a permanent abode. You will obtain a permanent abode. Comes in Gita, chapter 18, I think. Chapter 18. Sanam prapsasi shashvatam. Let's see. I know it's chapter 18 somewhere in Gita. Chapter 18. Prapsyasi. Prapsya. No, it's not there. Sthanam prapsasi shashvatam. I thought it was there. Okay, let me check. My Gita meter is misleading me. Sthanam. I thought it was. Here it is. It is there. Sthanam prapsasi shashvatam. Correct. Chapter 18. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. Tat prasadat param shanti. You will get supreme peace and a permanent abode. Sthanam prapsasi shashvatam. So prapsasi comes in Gita. So straightforward. Now next one is mam pashya. Here only thing I put in document. So watch me. Is this the dhatu drush takes the pashya deshaha, pa, gra, dma. So all these dhatus take sarva deshaha, shiti parataha. Pratyaya following has to have talavya shakara as a nit. Shiti parataha. This list of dhatus take the sarva deshaha. 7378 is a sutram, and it says pa, gra, dma, stha, na, dan, drishi, drishyarti, drishi and arti. So drish takes the pashya deshaha, pashya. So I didn't put all the steps. So drish plus lot, then anubandha lopaha, then it becomes sip, then serya pitcha, you get the hi adesha, ato he. Adanta mangam if you have, then the hi pratyaya takes lopaha, takes look here, looks yat. So that is in 64105. Ato he. This should be in the daily examples. If this is too fast for you, please practice daily examples. 64105. Ato he. Adanta dangat parasya he looks yat. So ato he. So pashyam is watch me. It's a command. You watch me. You watch me now because you're going to get the fruit of what you have done. And then that's completed 2 sentences. Now there is a Mudgyaha paribho vyaghram iti avehi toya kritam. So he says toya kartrya kritam. It's a passive usage. Now done by you, kartrya. By you, the kartrya is tritya ekvachanam of kartri, the doer. By you as the doer. Done by you. Now we just talked about that. The kritam is clearly a krita pratyaya has been used, and we have we had a sutram which is tayoreva krityakta kadarthaha. So it goes in the passive. So we just looked at that, 3470. And then after that, the agent of the action, like my favorite example, right? Ramena Vali Hataha. Vali was killed by Rama. So the Ramena, Rama is a karta. So it's a passive usage. Vali was killed by Rama. So tayoreva krityakta kadarthaha, it is in the karmani. And then we have this kartakaranayo sthitiya, is that the karta sthitiya. So kartakaranayo sthitiya. Again, in this class, how much vyakaranam we do is you have to make a choice. You do too much vyakaranam, it takes too long. So we don't want to spoil the katha ruchi. Ruchi bhangaha. Mabhut. Ruchi bhangaha. We don't want to spoil the story. Too much vyakaranam. So anyway, so toya kritam, kartya kritam is done by you. It's passive usage. Then upahasa rupam karanam. What is kritam? What has she done? So this which has been done by you, she clarifies that upahasa rupam karanam. So it is the action in the form of the insult. This insult which you have done. So she says this which you have done is like a insult of a female deer with regard to a female tigress. So what has she done? That cheetah has made fun of her. So see, this is the karanam kritam, and this karanam means the action. Karanam kritihi, action, which is in the form of the insult. Now comes the inside this iti. So understand to be thus. You understand what you have done is like this. Like this means what? Vyagryam. Look at the commentary. Vishaye. Vyagryam vishaye. means this is a Vishaya Saptami. This is the Saptami. Because Panini just, says Saptami Adhikarane. So it says the down here. See, I told you many, many times that when you want to assign any vibhakti, you have to get a permit. This is like going to your township municipality. You have to go to building number 2, sorry. In the second building, third floor, you have to get a permit from the Ashtadhyayi, from the municipality of Vyakaranam, to use a vibhakti. And there, Saptam Adhikarane Panini says. So you can go to this room number 36 on the third floor of the second building and get a permit from Saptam Adhikarane. Adhikarana is the locus of the action. That means the action takes place. Now the Adhikaranam can be of 2-3 kinds. So now what Adhikaranam? That is defined in 1.4. You go to building number 1, 4th floor, to get the meaning of what is Adhikaranam. Adhikaranam, this Adhikar of Karake goes down here. And there he says, I think Adharodhikaranam. Adharodhikaranam. There will be a sutram over here. Where Panini will say, here somewhere he will say, Adharodhikaranam. Let's see where he says that. Karanam, here it is. So that means that that on which the action is based. So, but that basis could be a subject matter. Of course, it could be a place, like Bhumo Sthitaha, I'm standing on the ground. So that means physically, it could be a physical location. It could also be a reference or a subject matter. It could also be a time, like Dine Swapiti, sleeps during the day. So that time is also the substratum of the action. The action is taking place on a particular subject at a particular time, particular location. So there, this one Malinatha clarifies. This is what is called the Vishaya Saptami. Vishaya Saptami. It's still Adhikaranam only, Adhara Adhikaranam, but the Adhikaranam is a Vishaya Adhikaranam. It's in terms of the subject matter. So with regard to, in English you say with two words. You just say two words basically in English with reference to in the subject matter of, or you simply say two words. So towards a female tigress. Mrugyaha kartriyaha paribhavaha. So now look at the Shashti here now. We have a Shashti over here. Let's look at these two for a second from Vyakaranam standpoint. This is a Shashti Ekavachanam. Okay. Well, this one was a Titiya Ekavachanam. We talked about this matching the vibhaktis and all that. Well, this weekend we are okay because this upahasasya, so tabopahasaha, so this insult done by you is like the insult done by a female deer. Now, why did this not take Tritiya and think over here? Mrugyaha is a Shashti Ekvachanam. And Sutram over here is Kartakarmanoho Kriti. Like Krishnasya Haskriti, the action of Krishna. Balakasya Hasaha, the boys laugh. So Kartakarmanoho Kriti, when you have Krit Pratyaya being used in connection with the karma or the Kartru, Shashti is to be used. And we won't go into too much detail in this class, but that Shashti, Mrigyaha, is by Kartakarmanoho Kriti. Because I just told you that we have this sutram. It says that Kartakarnayo Tritiya. So the Kartash or in this case Kartri should take Tritiya. So now here Malinatha is saying Mrigyaha Kartriyaha. So she is the one who insulted, right? So she is of course the agent of the insult. So she should go in Tritiya. How she went in Shashti? Because the sutram says that Kartakarmanoho Kriti. Kriti. So if Kritpatya has been used, then this Kartu or the karma will take the Shashti Bhakti. Shashti Bhakti. So that is what it says. But then what happened over here then? Tvaya Kritam. Now there same thing we had. Tvaya Kartriya, right? He said that, Tvaya Kartriya. And Kritam, this Krit Pratyaya is being used. Then why not Why not tava kritam? Tava kritam. Why not tvaya kritam? So now you can say is that there is this. See, this is getting deeper now. Now we get deeper and deeper. Because there Panini says, na loka vyaya nishtha khathatranam. So that if it is a nishtha pratyaya which is being used, then shashti is not to be used. You go back to the katkarnayos tritiya. So yeah, this is a important thing in this karaka prakaranam, the sutram 2365 katkarmanoh kriti. Good practice for us right now. So krit pratyaya has been used. In connection with that, the kartru as well as the karma takes the shashti bhakti. Normally the karma would have taken dvitiya by karmani dvitiya, which of course is a famous sutram, and the karta would have taken the tritiya by katkarnayos tritiya. But instead of that, shashti is being ordained. But then comes and says, no, don't do shashti. If you have this la, u, uka, avyaya, nishtha. So this taktavatu nishtha. So here, this 2369 says, no. Even though he says here, tvaya kartriya, the nishtha pratyaya is being used. Here, nishtha is not being used. Paribhavaha. Pratyaya up is being used. Paribhavaha. So that is, that is what is being used over here. So I hope you follow some of this. Mrugya is shashti. If you want to read up on your for homework, 2365 Katkarmanoh kriti. So bottom line is that any bhakti assignment you have to get a permit from 2.3. Kartayaha paribhava iti avehi. Now what's in the iti here is straightforward. Mrugyaha paribhavaha vyagryam iti. You understand what you have done to me, insult. You understand that like an insult of a female deer towards a tigress. Now let's do some vyakaranam over here. Now by the way, I didn't put this in the document, I think I forgot, but paribhavaha. We had this in the prior class, I think we did have, because I just realized when I was talking about this one. This is of course a masculine noun. Now as a default rule, the pratyaya ghani is to be used. Pratyaya ghani is to be used to create an abstract noun. That will give the noun bhavaha. Will not give bhavaha. Will give bhavaha. So because of the pratyaya ghani has the chavarga panchama as an it, and by acho niti will get the vriddhi adesha, becomes bhavaha. So, but now how do we get paribhavaha then? We have to find a way to get paribhavaha. Let us look here. I think Panini has a sutram here. Okay. First of all, there are two rules over here. Yes, it is true that the ghani is a default pratyaya, which comes in bhave, also comes in other meanings also. But right now, bhave is fine for us. But then the sutram which says that rudor up, which means that if you have a rukarantam dhatu, this we remember we are the dhatu adhikara. Of course, you understand that dhatu adhikara, rudor up, or if you have the uvarnanta dhatu, and pratyaya up comes. So dhatu bhu is ending in ukara. It's uvarnanta dhatu. So pratyaya up comes. Of course, in the up there is no tavarga panchama or chavarga panchama it. So we just do savadhatuka ardhatukayoho gunadesha echayavayavaha. We get paribhavaha. But then how about the form bhavaha then? Now we got paribhavaha. What about the form bhavaha? So that Panini has sutram for that. I think this we're doing in one of the prior class. We're doing in the prior class. We did this one. And that he says, Shri ni bhuvo upasarge. The dhatu bhu has no upasarga. Then apply ghani. Otherwise apply the up, rud or up. So one more time. Start with top level sutram, like the Panini style. Look at the utsarga is the ghani is utsarga. Utsargika pratyaya, utsargikaha. And he comes in bhave. But then we had rudo or up. We said if you have a rukarantam, dirgha rukarantam angam, atva uvarnantam, I should say dhatu, I should say not angam, this is not angasadhikaraha, pratyaya up comes. So we got paribhavaha, that one we got over here, 3357. But then how do you get bhavaha now? Because Shri ni bhuvo napasarge, upasarga is not there, then you get the form bhavaha. Yeah, I'll just put in the document here. So 3357, I forgot, I didn't put this in the document here. So paribhavaha. So paribhavaha, basically we have used the paribhavaha. We are using 3357 and the 3324, I think it is. Doesn't apply. Okay, so we put this in now. Okay, so we just use the rudo or up. We didn't have because upasarga is present, so we don't have to worry about this shri ni bhuva upasarga. Okay, now a little bit of vyakaranam. We got prapsasi, we got pashya. Now mrigi. Mrigi is a jati vachaka shabda. This sutram is 4163. Again, we cannot go like in full detail in this class, but if you want to look up yourself, sutram is 4. How did we got? Because remember we just talked about ajadyata top. You put the top on top. so if you have a feminine, if you have pratipadikam, which adantam, if you want to make it striyam, add the pratyaya top. Now we do have the pratipadikam mruga. So now why do we not get the form mruga? Why became mrugi? So you have to now search for a sutram which is going to stop the top. Which is come on top of the top. It is going to stop it. Jatera stri vishaya dayopadhat. Jatera stri vishaya dayopadhat. So jate. So if you have a word means a genus, like in this case mruga, it's a class of animals, deer. It should be a stri vishaya. It should not be nityasilinga shabda. Like, so it should not be a word which is used only in the feminine. We can have masculine mruga, feminine mrugi. We can have. There are some words which are only in the feminine. So those, of course, they don't come under this sutram. So if you look at 4163, look at the vritti. It says that asti vishaya. So the makshika. Makshika is a fly. So the makshika is it's only feminine. You don't say masculine fly, feminine fly. Makshika is a fly. Makshika, this fly is a fly. Makshika. So that will not come in sutram. Then ayopadhat should not have yakara as an upadha. This is a typo here. Ayopadhat should be. So let kshatriya become kshatriya. Then become kshatriyi. So you can have brahmani, but kshatriya. So Brahmani you got because there's no Yaka Upadha is not there, but Kshatriya you have here because there's Yaka as Upadha. Anyway, without going too many details, basically if you have like a species, a genus or a type, and following that we get this Pratyaya nish, Anubandha lope, Halantyam, Upadisha Nasiket, and we got vein back. So we have Yachibham, Yasyeti cha. Angam got the bhasanya, and then we got the mruga became mrugi. These are two sutras copied by Vain. So yachibham yasyeti cha. Remember one more time is that the striyam adhikaraha comes inside yadhikara swavjas. So not only tadditas but all si pratyayas, they're also the swadi pratyayaha. So we have to they get angam gets the bhasanya here. So that's one point, mrugi. Now, a little bit more complicated now. Now, okay, mrugya is shashti. I just talked about that. Now, vyagri. Now, this is a bit complicated now. The problem here is that if you form the term vyagra, let's first see how vyagra is formed. Vyagra. No, it is vyajigrati. Visheshena asamanta jigrati. One who like sniffs all around. Like he especially sniffs all around. He's a tiger. Interesting word. So tiger is one who sniffs all around everywhere. He's a tiger. Visheshena asamanta jigrati. Vyajigrati iti vyagrati. But should be vyagraha. We're going to make feminine out of that. So let's form vyagra first. So this is the akaranta dhatu gra. Jigrati, Jigran comes in Gita chapter 5. So becomes V A Gra plus Ka. So A Gra Ka. Now sutram is Upada Samasaha. Upada Samasa, Upadam Ating. We have this in the Wednesday class in great detail. Upadam Saptamistam. and then saptami stham, and then atodupasarge kaha. Atodupasarge kaha. So if you have a adanta dhatu, which is not with upasargaha. No, sorry. No. I'm in the wrong place. Give me 1 second. It is the Aton Pasarge Kaha is correct. Hold on for a second. Now how can we use this one? Aton Pasarge Kaha Vyajikriti. You know what? No. That's the wrong one. Yes, that's the wrong one. Because see, this sutram says that you have this complete wrong sutram. The wrong sutram, my mistake. See, if this sutram says if you have a adanta dhatu without the upasarga, but karmani upapade, put the karma, like we say sukhadam, sukhada devi, one who gives you happiness. So sukham dadati di sukhada. You know? So now there, but that requires a word like sukham, which is the object of the giving, karmani upapade. We don't have that. We have, first of all, your upasarga is here. So that itself disqualifies sutra. Second thing is that we don't have any karmas upapadam. But the same pratyakaha comes under a different sutram, which is what I should have thought about. Atashchopasarge. If you have an adanta dhatu, upasarga is preceding, then you can form this compound in kartari using the pratyakaha. Atashchopasarge. So sutram is atashchopasarge. So the 3-1, this is also upasthama. This is upasarge. Upasarge upapade. So when you have upasarga there to left hand side, then we can use 3-1-136. Look at, let's see what the Vrittikara says. 3-1-136. It says prajnaha. So akarantebhyo dhatubhyo upasarge upapade ka pratyavavati. So prastha sugraha sumlaha. So now we can use pratyay. We have the upasarga present here. We do have the adanta dhatu. This number is wrong. Should be 3-1-136. 3-1-136 atashchapasarge. So we can use a pratyay ka. So pratyay kaha. What is the pratyay? It is kaha. This is a joke of this sutram. Pratyay kaha. What is the pratyay? Kaha. The answer also is kaha. Pratyay is kaha. So it means that if you have a adanta dhatu in the sense of an agent, this is the adanta dhatu, ghra. Upasarga is present, then we can, as upadam, then we can use a pratyaka. Now we get ato lopa iticha. First of all, we get dashakvatadite, anubandha lopaha. Then we get ato lopa iticha. If you have adantamangam, followed by a pratyay which is ajadi kit nit, then the angam takes lopaha alontyasya. So in the adhikar of ardhadhatuke, which Panini starts in the 6th chapter, 6.446, ardhadhatuke, ato lopa iticha. If you have an adantamangam for pratyay which is ajadi kit nit, athva it has to be sanya of ardhatukam, athva it has to be idagama, and it has to be ardhatukam. So it doesn't have to be kitnit. If it has idagama, doesn't have idagama, it should be a kitnit ajadi pratyay which is sanya of ardhatukam sheshaha. So we got vyagra. Now comes the difficult part. The difficult part is that this is the problem here. The problem here is that remember we just we talked in this class about supa, sahasupa. If you want to form a compound, it's a sup with a sup. So if you make it like that, to bring a supratyaya, you have to know the lingam of the pratipadikam. You cannot bring a supratyaya without knowing the lingam. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. So now is this, if you take it here, this one, I'm sorry. So okay. So let me see. Okay. We just talked about this adhikar of sahasupa. So in the entire samasa prakranam, this sup plus sup. Now if you make the agra, so we had agra. Now at that point it doesn't mean a tiger. So if you want to add a feminine to that, because to add a supratyaya you have to have the gender in place. That's the problem. Then the pratyaya tap would have come. So it would have become agra. And then you form pratyaya, then you form a gati samasa with the V, becoming vyagra. We don't want vyagra. We want vyagri. We want vyagri. But in order to form vyagri, if you require vyagra, if you require soup with a soup, then that agra has to take a soup. To take a soup, you have to have the linga nirnayaha. And then you have to get, at that time it doesn't mean, it's not a jati vachaka shabdaha. So then you're going to get the pratyaya tap. We get agra. Once you get agra, it's no longer adantam pratipadikam. You're laying in a. So you cannot get vyagri after that. I hope you're appreciating what I'm saying is that we, in order to form the compound, subantam. Subantam means linga nirnayaha. You have to have lingam. Lingam means at that time it is not a jati vachaka shabda, agra. So you're going to have to get pratyaya tap. Once the pratyaya tap comes on top, you cannot get the niche anymore. That niche only comes if you have adantam. You already become adantam now. So now the answer to that is the following. This is a very famous like a paribhasha. Very famous paribhasha. This has various applications. So today we don't have time to go through all of them. It says gati karakopadanam, gati karakopadanam, gati karakopadanam, gati karakopadanam, gati karakopadanam, kruddhisaha samasa vachanam praksu utpattehe. So if you have gati samasa or karak samasa, uppada samasaha, they can compound with a krudantam padam before bringing the sup. So kruddhisaha. So this is the agra we had. We had agra. We want to form a gati samasa with V. So gati karaka upadanam kruddhisaha samasa vacham prak subutpyate. Before the soup can come, it can compound. So now what we do is that we form the vyagra without assigning a sup to agra. Then we don't need the gender as yet. And once we get vyagra, then we got the meaning of a tiger. So this is the Paribhasha Sutram, and this is the example quoted in Siddhanta Kaumudi and Kashika also, I think, on Vyagri. So understand that this Gati Samasa, Upal Samasa, and also with the Karaka as the first member, they can be formed before bringing the sup. So then once we get agra and we can form a Gati Samasa with V agra, we don't need the gender and the sup for agra. Then once we have that, we can then add the niche by the sutram I just told you, 4163, and then we can make the same thing, the Bhasanya and Yachibham and Yasyeti cha. So the problem here was that to make a samasa, Gati samasa with V and agra, normally sup supa, to bring the sup, you have to have the gender in place. Gender in place, you have a problem because agra doesn't mean a tiger. You get the pratyaya tap, then you are stuck with the tap, you cannot do anything with that. So what you want to do is that you want to form the Gati samasa before bringing the sup for the agra. Then you get the vyagra in place. Once you have vyagra, then it's a jati vachaka shabda. You got it then. So that's this is the paribhasha. Gatikarako padanam, gatikarako padanam, kruddhisaha samasa vachanam praksa utpatti. This is a very famous paribhasha. We see more. Hopefully we'll have to come back to some time again. And this is the example given in Siddhanta Kaumudi. Siddhanta Kaumudi gives Vyagri as the example for that. So that's why I know this paribhasha is required here. So in Avehi we just talked about that. Ava plus Ihi, Lot, Madhyapurusha Ekavachan. Because Serya, this is Adadi Ganaha. So Adipravritibhya Shapaha Shapluk. And then we have the Serya picture. The he is an apit. Becomes Nitvat. And Kniticha stop Gunadeshaha. So it doesn't become A, he stays. There's no Gunadesha for the Ikaraha. Because Serya picture, it is apit. So there's no Gunadesha. Kniticha. Then Avehi. Okay. Let's bring on our Adhikrita Anuvadakara. You ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for being there all the time. Okay. So here it is here. Okay. Let me try to stack up for you nicely. Okay. Let's see. Look here.
Pashya.
I think Pashya is look. Then mom, where's the mom then? I I think
It's ma,
basically,
me.
I think to me is down here, but ridicule to me. No, I think you should look at,
Upahasasya.
up correct. But then I think this to me, basically I would say watch me. Say watch me. Say look here, I guess, watch me. Okay.
Tasya is watch me.
I think you watch me. So, before long, what is that? Ere long.
Sadhya.
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 You shall get
Prapsyasi.
prapsyasi. And of course, because the pratyaya sip is the Madhyam Purusha Ekavachanam, the subject has to be Yushmat only. Yushmat. You don't have to say Tvam. In Gita, we have Tvam. I think Gita, we had the Tvam. Because Gita Shloka, when we had Prapsyasi, we looked at it. 1862 was the Gita Shloka. I think there we had the Tvam, but doesn't have to be there, because even without Tvam, no, we don't have it there either. I'm sorry. Tameva Sharanam Gaccha Sarvabhavena Bharata. We don't have the. There also we don't have it. Yeah. Anyway, the karta has to be Tvam only. So you shall get. The fruit is phalam of this ridicule.
Upahasasya.
Upahasasya. That to me is understood. Upahasasya. Mai upahasasya. Mai. You should supply the mai towards me. Okay. No.
Avehi.
Avehi. Now that is the end quotation basically. So that is the iti. Iti is end quotation. This act. Okay, this act is Krutam of yours, basically done by you. Toya Krutam is like. I think that's in the iti. In the iti. And insult is Paribhavaha. Offered by a doe. Mrugyaha. Towards a tigress. Vyaghram. Thank you. There's a Vishaya Saptami. Okay. Let's look at the next one. What we have says that. Okay. Ityuktva maithilim bharturanke nivishatim bhayat. Rupam shurparnakha namnaha sadrisham pratyapadyata. Ityuktva maithilim bharturanke nivishatim bhayat. Rupam shurparnakha namnaha sadrisham pratyapadyata. Pratyapadyata we had in the prior shloka with the exact same term pratyapadyata we had. But anyway, we'll do one more time. Ityuktva maithilim bharturanke nivishatim bhayat. Rupam shurparnakha namnaha sadrisham pratyapadyata. Padacheda bhain, you want to try it? Padacheda for us.
Iti
Uktva, correct.
Maithilim,
correct.
Bhartuhu.
Very good. Bhartuhu. Shashti ekvachanam. Bhartuhu. Anke.
Nivishatim,
correct. Ditya ekvachanam. Bhayat.
I think it's all there now. Rupam, Shurpanakha.
Yes, same. Namna. Sadrisham.
Prati apapadyata.
Yeah, prati apadyata. Pratyapadyata. Now, what's the Tingantam Padam here?
Prati
apadyata. Apadyata. So, prati is upasarga. Apadyata means that she took. See, pad is to go. Prati means to go towards, means to take on. She took on a form which was befitting her name. So namnaha sadrisham. So Shurpanakha now took on a form which was befitting her name. So it was as her name indicated. So ityuktva, just look at the pratyaktva. So many times we've had this is samanakritikayoha purvakale pratyaktva. So having said this dhatu vach, so anit dhatu, then we get the chohokuho uktva. Iti is the quotation with the prior shloka. So having said this to Maithilim, to Sita. Now Sita has an adjective to her. Nivishatim. She was running. She was seeking, she was trying to hide, because she's trying to entering in Sri Rama's lap, basically in his arms, so to speak. So she was out of fear. She was running. She was entering into her husband's lap. Nivishatim bhayad bharturanke. So having said this, so Shurpanakha is the Kartri. Having said this to Sita, who was entering out of fear, she was entering into her husband's lap. She now took on a form which was befitting, which was in accordance with her name. That's the shloka. Let's see what Malinatha says. So this is the kavyam of Kalidasa. He makes it interesting at every point. So he says iti iti. Iti iti means this shloka beginning with iti. Bhayad is on top. Bhayad is on top. Now look at the construction of this sentence, okay? Because here we have appreciate the padanvayaha. Simple sense is that ityuktva Shurpanakha pratyapadyata. In fact, the simple sentence is pratyapadyata. Start with Tinganta Padam is like the anchor of the sentence. It's the anchor. It's a central point. Around that you build the sentence. So pratyapadyata. That comes at the end. So she took on. She assumed. Okay? Now who assumed? So ka pratyapadyata Shurpanakha. Shurpanakha pratyapadyata. Then kim krutva? Having done what? Having said. So uktva Shurpanakha pratyapadyata. Okay? Now ka muktva, having said to whom? Maithilim uktva. So having addressed, basically having threatened basically Sita, as Sita, Shurpanakha assumed, then clearly Rupam is the object of Pratyapadyata. So far we have Maithili Muktva, Shurpanakha, Rupam Pratyapadyata. That Rupam has an adjective to it, Sadrisham, similar to, in keeping with. Sadrisham has a Shashti Sambandha prior to it. Namnaha Sadrisham. That's how all these train builds, So we had Pratyapadyata taking a karma which is Rupam. That Rupam has to have the adjective prior to, which is Sadrisham. In keeping with. In keeping with what? That's the Sambandha. That has to come prior to Sadrisham. You see how this builds up like that? So first we had the Tingantam Padam. That took an object. The object took an adjective. The adjective took a Shashti Sambandha prior to it. Okay. Now on this side, we have this one Uktva. Ka Muktva, Maithili Muktva. That has to come before the Uktva. Now the Maithilim has an adjective to her. Is Nivishatim entering. So that has to come before Maithili. Nivishatim has a locus of the action. Anke Nivishatim. Entering into the lap. And that Anke has a Shashti Sambandha to it. So this entire thing is like one block. From Bhartar, Anke, Nivishatim, Maithilim is one block. Because Maithilim has to take prior to her Nivishatim. Nivishatim has to take with it Anke. Anke means it has to come with Bhartar Anke. So all that is fixed. And on top you push Bhayat. So this can be broken here now because this is all sitting together. So I'm just trying to explain to you how the Padanvaya is done. So one more time, start with the central block is the verb. Start with the subject of the verb is Shurpanakha. The object comes in between, always subject, object, verb. So Shurpanakha, Rupam, Pratyapadyata. Rupam has an adjective which has to go prior to it, Sadrisham. Sadrisham has a Shashti Sambandha, Namna. So this part is complete now. Now you have the same doer doing two actions. The prior action of course has to come prior to the second action, Uktva. Uktva, once you say Uktva iti Uktva, when you say Uktva, it takes an object, which is Maithilim. Now Maithilim has to come with an adjective with her, which is Nivishatim. Nivishati means it has to have the locus of the action is anke. Anke cannot come alone. Anke has to come with bhartur anke. Husband lap. Then on top is the panchami hetau. Panchami hetau. So why was Sita running to her husband's lap? Because she was scared. Bhayad. Out of Bhayad. Okay. So that's the Padanvaya. So you see, as I told you, if you just look at the Raghuvamsha Kavyam with the Malinatha Tika, you will become a master Padanvaya. You literally become a master Padanvaya. Just appreciate exactly how he does it, at every shloka. And some of them are not that easy. I mean, some of them you have to kind of scratch your head. But do Padanvaya like Malinatha does all the time. That puts you, the whole sentence structure is clear in your head. Otherwise, the commentary is not much on the shloka. So, Bhayad is this Panchami, is Hetau Panchami, out of fear. Bhartr is Bhartr Pratipadikam. I put a document here. Is the this sutram is Ruta Ut. If you have Nyasi or Nyas following this Rukarantam Pratipadikam, then in the place of Rukaraha and the Akara of Nyasya, you get Uraparayoho Ekadesha is the Ukaraha. You get Uran Raparaha becomes Bhartuh. If you practice these, go to daily examples, look up the sutram Ruta Ut. Okay, Ruta Ut. So an anurti of Nyasina Soshcha is coming down. Rukarantam Pradipadikam followed by the Rukara followed by the Akara of Nyasi or Nyas. In this case it is Nyas Shashti Ekavachanam. Purapareho Ekadesha is Ukaraha, Uran Raparaha, Ratsasya. So we get that. What Ratsasya? Ratsasya. Get that 824. Because you have to get the 8224 Ratsasya. You get the Sakar Lopa have a Ratsasya 8224. Again, this is already done in the daily examples many times, so we don't put it here. Anyway, so Bhartuho is Shashti Ekvachanam. Padibadikam is Bhartr. Anke is on the lap. Shapt Saptami Ekvacham, that's Adhikarane. Saptami Adhikarane. So we have that Adharadhikaranam. Now Nivishatim is a present participle. Is the Pratyashatru. So first of all, Vartamani Lat, Latashatra Chava Prathama Samadhikarane. So it takes it. This is in Vityantam. So Nivishat Pratipadikam. Dhatu Vish belongs to Tudadi Ganaha. How do we know that? Because the Ikaraha did not take the Guna Adesha. Normally a Puganta Laghupatasya Cha. For the Pratyasha Tudadibhyashaha. The Pratyasha Sanya Savradhatukam, Tingshit Savradhatukam. But the Ikara has not taken, if it's a Pratyashap will cause the Guna Adesha of the Laghupadha. The fact that the Ikara of Vish has not taken Guna Adesha tells you that this cannot be Shap Pratyaha. But you can see the Akara has Spashtam Drishyate Akara. So it must be sixth Gana, Tudadi Ganaha, which we just did in the last class in Saturday class. So Nivishat Pratipadikam. Only thing I put a document in Nivishatim, there could have been a optional Numagamaha here. These four rules, which I always warn you about, which is the Nabhyasta Chatuhu, start from 717, Numagamaha. Nabhyasta Chatuhu, Vanapumsakasya Achinadyor Num. If you have Avarnanta Mangam, followed by, this is talking about Shatru Pratyaya, taking Numagamaha, followed by Nadi, basically which is the Pratyaya, in this case the Pratyaya Nipa. Takes Numagama optionally. So Achinadyor Num, then you have two forms here. Nivishantim, Nivishatim. Look at the commentary here. Alingantim. So here Malinatha has done a Numagamaha. Achinadyor Num. So Va Numagamaha. Again, we don't have time in the class to go through all these. You can go through daily examples and look for the Sutram 7180 Achinadyor Num. Vikalpena Va Numagamaha. So Alingantim is probably Vhadiganaha Shapratyaha, same thing. Vinivishatim means embracing. Maithilim iti uktva, we talked about that. Shurpanakha namna sudrisham, befitting her name. Any comments on what does that mean? Shurpakara nakha yuktam ityartaha rupam. So she took on a form. Nakhayuktam, which was endowed with nails. Shurpakara Nakhayuktam, so which has the shape of these winnowing baskets. So she took on a form which was befitting her name, which means that she took on a form Nakhayuktam, which was endowed with which was with these nails, which are of the shape of the winnowing baskets. Rupam Akaram took on that form. Pratyapadischa Svichakara, means she accepted. Svichakara, of course, we've done this many times. This is the Pratyachvihi 5450. So this is the Abhuta Tadbhave Kribvasti Yoge Sampadyakartari Chvihi. And then we get the Asya Chvav. Let's give you the numbers if you've done this many times in the class. So 5, of course, also in the Wednesday class, Thursday class, many times. Abhuta Tadbhave Kribvasti Yoge Sampadyakartari Chvihi. Then Asya Chvav, which is this, which get the Ikara Desha. If you have a Avarnantamangam followed by the Patya Chvi gets the Alontyasya Ikara Desha. And then this Chyantam gets the Gatisanya Bekugati Pradayaha. No, sorry. Uryadi Chvidachascha. So we get Svichak. Chakara is lit, lakara lit, dhatu kru, abhyasa karyam, urat and kuhosh chuhu, etc. So adarshyat ityartha. Adarshyat means she displayed. Pratyapadita means she kind of assumed. Means Svichaka, she went towards Pratyapadya. Because, see, why does she qualify? Because Dhatu Pad is Gatav again. So she went to a form. Means she assumed a form, Svichakara. Means she displayed a form. You understand? So Pratyapadita means she went towards. Means she assumed. Means she displayed. Adarshayad ityartaha. So she displayed to Sita her terrible form. Now, Dhatu Drish did not become Pashya because this is the causative form. Because Hitumaticha, Nish Pratyaha become Darshi, and then Adarshayat is Lang Lakara of that Adarshayat. So she went to this form, means that she assumed this form, she displayed this form. Let's look at some Vyakaranam, the translation. So Numaga was optional by this Achinadyo Num. And then we got Namnaha is Shashti by Namnaha Sadrisham. We could have Titiya or Shashti can be used. Again, which I said in the beginning of the class today, to use any Vibhakti, you have to have the Adhikaraha from 2.3. And 2.3 has only 73 rules. And every sentence has number of Vibhaktis in that. Of course, the same rules get used over and over again. You can practice. The bottom line is that to use any Vibhakti, you have to get a permit from 2.3. So here it says, Tulyarthaira tulyopamabhyam tityanyatrasyam. This Shashti and is coming, Shashti is coming down here, Shashti Sheshe. So when you have something similar to, so without going into all the details right now, we're running out of time right now. So 2372 basically says you can use Titya or Shashti. You say Namna Tulyam, Namna Sadrisham, okay, Namna Sadrisham, we can say Namna Sadrisham. So Shashti Titya can be used. So this Shashti has been used. So Namna is Shashti Ekavachanam by Allopo Naha. Allopo Naha, you got the Akar Lopa, I think is 6-4. I didn't put that. This is Naman Pada will become Naman. Allopo Naha. Angam gets the Bhasanya. Allopo Naha. If you have the Antamangam with the Bhasanya, then the Akara of that An takes Lopa. Allopo Naha. Allopo Naha. See, this we won't spend time in this class because this you should practice some daily examples. So Allopo Naha. So Namnaha Sadrisham. Then this one I just did a copy paste from prior class. If you already had in the prior class, Padagatau, Lang Lakaraha, Anadjatane Lang. Then this is the Atmanipadi Dhatu. Take the Ta Adeshaha. Meanwhile, Anubandha Lopaha, Upadesha Nasika Talantyam, Jasya Lopaha, Tiptaji, Patyash. This is Divadi Ganaha, Divadi Byoshan. And then Anubandha Lopaha, Lashakutaditi Halantyam. Then Adagamaha, Lunglung Rung Kshvardataha, Apadyata, and Pratyapadyata, and Sandhi. Now comes Shurpanakha, interesting word. Shurpani iva nakaha yasyaha sa. That Shurpa is a little bit Lakshanikam. It means Shurpa Sadrisha basically. You have to understand that. Shurpa Sadrisha, like winnowing. They are not literally winnowing basket, they were like. So this Iva is understood. So Shur basically is a Bahuri compound. Shurpani, you stick this Iva in between there. Shurpani Iva Nakaha Yasyaha Sa Shurpanakha. Okay. Let me give these two rules. I think we did this in the prior class, 6843. This sutram says for the natvam, because here this is not samanapade. Rashabhyam known as samanapade. So this is not samanapade because this can be split out because shurpa and naka are two different padas. So now how can we make natvam? We do have the repha. Intervening pakarakara is fine, atkupam is fine. But how is not samanapade? Suppose 843 is a sutram. 843. 843. 843. It says that this is a sutram for Narayana. We did this in the prior class. I remember Vasu was talking about Narayana. The word Narayana comes from the sutram, by the way. Narayana. Because this Narayana Ayana are two different padas. So how would you get the form Narayana? This is the Narayana sutram. This is what I like to call that Narayana sutram. It says that what it says is Purapada Sanyayam Agaha. Purapada Sthan Nimittat. The Nimittam is in the Purapadam. In this instance, Repha and the Shurpa. Parasya Nasya Nasyat. You can get Nattam for the Nakaraha. Sanyayam. It should be a proper name. So Shurpanakha should be that Vishesha Rakshasi. Should be that Rakshasi. Not anybody. So anybody who has, if we just get general terms, we look at general adjective, she will be Shurpanakha, not Shurpanakha. Shurpanakha has to be a specific person with that name. Should be a name. Natu Gakara Vyavadhane. There should be no Gakara in between. There should be no Gakara in between. So one more time, should have a Nimittam in the Purapadam. The Uttarpada Nakarasya Nakaradeshaha. Of course, you still have to honor 842. Don't forget, we still have to worry about 842 conditions have to be satisfied. 842. At Kupwam, that's we have the Pakara, Kardus. That always has to be checked. 842. And then one more condition that there should be no Gakara in between here. We don't have a Ga over here, so we are fine. That's one point, Shurpanakha. The second point for Shurpanakha is, so sutram is Purapada Sanyaya Magaha. Sanyaya Magaha. Purapada Sanyaya Magaha. And the example is Narayanaha. Second thing is that the Pratyaya has come top. Again, this is always a complication with this Triyam, right? So here the sutram is that there was a sutram. This I'll give you for homework now because we are out of time. We're going to see in the next Wednesday class, by the way. In the next Wednesday class, next or maybe in one after that, we're going to have a lot of fun with these rules. How would you form the feminine of these Bahuvrihi compounds, which have a body part as a second member? This is a whole complicated thing. And the first sutram is that Swangat cha upasarjanat asanyoga upadhat. If you have a body part at the end, so Swanga, your own body part. And then it doesn't have a upadha, is not a sanyoga. We have nakha. That kakara is no sanyoga there. And it's a Bahuri compound. Swanga chupasajana, because every Bahuri compound, every term has a supasanya. Swanga chupasajana, the sanyoga padhat. The pratyaya is going to be an ikaraha. It's going to be the neep or niche. So this 4154. It says that swangam yadupasarjanam asanyogopadham tadantat pratipadika striyam nish pratyabhavati va bhavati. You could have two forms now. Shurpanakhi also you could have had. But then comes this special sutram, which is 4158. It says that nakamukhat sanyayam na bhavati. If you have naka or mukha at the end, in a sanyayam, as a special name, you don't apply this pratyaya, nish does not come. So you go back to ajadyatashta. There will be only one form, shurpanakha. If it's a proper name, it will be shurpanakha. It will not be shurpanakha, because sanyayam nakamukhat. We say tamramukhi. So tamramukhi, one who is like a copper color faced. If it's a general term for any woman who has a copper color face, it will become sorry. Tamramukhi, if it's a sanyayam, it will correct. So Tamramukhi will not be sanyayam. So if you're sanyayam, then we cannot use this pratyaya. Nish, we go back to the top. So anyway, this 4.150. So Shurpanakha is quoted in the Ashtadhyayi in 2 sutras in the Ashtadhyayi. So she has a place. Not the Ashtadhyayi, in the Kashika. He says Nakamukantat Pratipadikat Sanyayam Vishaye Striyam Nishpatya na bhavati Shurpanakha. So Shurpanakha figures in Vyakaranam also, not only in Ramayanam. So when you say Shurpanakha, you think of these 2 rules. Is that Nakamukha Sanyayam Nishpatya na bhavati. And that's number 1. And second sutram is this 843 is Purupada Sanyayam Agaha. Of course, that sutra for Narayana also is coming same sutram. Okay, time is up. Let me quickly read you this Professor Devdhar's comments. We'll go to translation. We'll stop with that. Okay, what does Professor Devdhar say? He always has good comments. I like this book. Okay, in the prior shloka he says Kshana Soumya, for she had assumed the form of a lovely maiden for the time. This is from the prior shloka. Kshana Soumya. And Maya Vinim. Sambrambha is agitation, and with the ocean style it means agitation, and with Shurpanakha it means rage or anger, because the same word was given Upama Upameya. So Sambrambha in the case of the ocean tide means agitation. In the case of Shurpanakha it means rage. The ocean tide swirling up at moonrise is a very common idea with the poets. He gives some examples from different poetry, from different kavyam. He says then he also gives Nivataha, Niruddha Vataha, Nivataha, Tena Sthimitam, sleeping in the absence of wind. Then Krutam means in the prior shloka, Tvaya Krutam, this act. Namna Sadrisham is the form she assumed well accorded with her name. Because she was Surpanakha, one who had nails like winnowing baskets. Shurpani eva nakaha yasyaha sa. A compound ending in nakha and mukha does not take the feminine affix e which comes in a name. Nakha mukha sanyaya. So anyway, he gives the Pani Sutram. So Shurpanakha is in Ashtadhyayi in 2 places. Okay, let's do translate. Time is up. So let us bring in our okay, this is the one, correct. So then this is not this one, not this one. It's going to be this one. It's going to be this one. Okay. We can put this on. Okay. Okay, this was saying. Okay. Ready, sir?
Yes.
Iti. So let's see. So, what is so?
Iti.
Iti. Saying, having said.
Uktva.
Uktva. Maithilim.
Maithilim.
Yeah, to the Mithila princess. Yes. Who in terror is? Bhayat. Sought refuge. Is this one. Divishatim was seeking, was entering. In the lap is Anke of her husband. Bhartuhu. Shurpanakha resumed. This is nice. It's a good translation, but it's a nice translation that he has made. Prati means to go back. Prati, Prati Padyati means to go back towards. So she resumed. Okay. Her form is Rupam. That was true. I think Sadrisham. To her epithet, to her name epithet. To her epithet is Namnaha. In keeping with her name. Assume the form that would agree with the name Shurpanakha. Okay, so time is up. We'll quickly give you maybe just some homework. Next shloka also nothing really special. We have some interesting compounds for homework. You can look at this form compound लक्ष्मणः प्रथमं श्रुत्वा कोकिलमञ्जुलवादिनीं शिवघोरा घोरस्वनां पश्चात् बुबुधे विकृते तिताम्. Okay, quick homework time is up. Shiva Ghoraswanam. It's compound. Shiva is from female jackal. So she who had a sound, like a terrible sound like a female jackal. It's one compound, and he's done the compound here. Document here for you for next class. Look at these numbers 2 155, okay, and of course the 2 to 24 Bahuvrihi. Let's stop with that. So Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasme Namaha Raman Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasthadasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhotame Bhora Mama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tutulyam Rama Nama Varadhane Shri Rama Nama Varadhana Undam.